Hello, 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 everyone, and thank you for joining me for this little, I will say 10 to 15 minute, depending on how long I talk, a live tutorial on the new ornament out of Blanktastic. I know it's a little bit of a different view, but that's because I've got my little table here, you know, the one that I got off of the TikTok shop. It's got my camera on it, and we're going to do an aerial view of this ornament. So let's get started. First, hello to everybody in the comment section. It's nice to see everybody. Sorry for the head turn over here because the computer's here. You get it, right? So let's get this all started. Let me grab the feed that I need. And there we go. So there is that. All right. So we are going to be making this this ornament right here. And here's what you're going to need for this ornament. Now, I know you can't see me, and that's okay. You don't need to see me. At least I don't think you can. Let me see. Let me do this. Will it let me do this? Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, let me see if I can get it to extra camera. Nope, can't. Sorry, guys. You just won't be able to see me. And that's all there is to it. So I just wanted to, I can go edit that out. All right. So what you're going to need for this tutorial is you're going to need yourself a printout of, and this is your sublimation print. Remember, we do have to print it in mirror because, again, we are printing a sublimation print on regular MDF. Now, we are going to be talking about this. This is the shape. It looks yunky, but don't worry. You're going to see some things in a few minutes so that you'll be able to, just some things you should probably know along the way. Give me 1 second to get to the camera. There we go. There we go. See, now I can see the comments. All right. So with your MDF, when you get MDF, and we'll get into the other things that you're going to need when you get MDF, sometimes it doesn't always come as clean as one would like it. Now, as a vendor myself, I will tell you, I will do my darndest to make sure that it is clean. But as a person who is buying the MDF, you really want to do your due diligence and just go through with a quick baby wipe, nothing too crazy. Now, these weren't already cleaned. I literally did this just for the tutorial, just so that you could see. You just give them the once over. You can use a regular cloth if you like. I like baby wipes, to be very honest with you. It just gets these edges nice and clean, and then let it dry and move on to the next thing. Now, there does come times when these do not come out. All you need to do is just get your little poker that you use for easy weeding, or you could just use a pen. That's it. And you just go through and you poke them out. See, sometimes they catch. That can be, that has nothing to do that it's bad MDF or any of those things. Now, you might not be able to get off all the schmutz that is on the sides here. You see that it's right here. It's just because it's so small and but it will not affect the blank itself. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to clean these all up. Make sure everything looks nice and neat. All right. What else you're going to need for this tutorial is you're going to need twine, some pretties, as I like to call them. You're going to need some beads, a little ribbon, jump rings, and some pliers. Now, this is just some of the stuff that you're going to need. So let's just move this over. You're going to take it to your press, and with the power of television, as they say, you're going to go and you're going to press it for 385 for 60 seconds using firm pressure. And then what you're going to do is you're going to let it cool off. Okay. Now, everything was lined up. Let's see how well I did. Let's pull it off. She's gorgeous. Look at that. Let's bring it right up there. See all that detail? Peep the details. Peep the details. Sorry for the ring light. Okay. Now, these are only about 0.82. The bleed, the actual size is like 3/4 of an inch. So it's really not a huge area, but I wanted to show you that on the file, I forgot to add the dots to the file, which is fine. So I went in and added the dots. Do you have to have those dots? No, but it just kind of goes with the painted effect that I have. So I went in and I added my dots, right? Now with the darker colors, these are like considered ornaments. With the darker colors, with the darker colors, you want to go in and put white on those. Now on the yellow, I did do the white, so it's going to be hard to see in this camera because, you know, #light. But there is white writing on that one. You could do black if you wanted to, but it's okay. You kind of just do what you need to do. Now, what you're going to want to do for this is I didn't want to weave mine in and out of these. I'm using the jump ring, and I'm going to give myself enough slack here so that I could do a nice hefty knot here. I'm going to drape it over and give myself a hefty knot here. But I'm going to give myself a lot of leeway. The reason being is because, one, I want to figure out where I want it, and I need a nice size knot. So first things first, you want to bring it through the back first, because we're going to drape it technically in the front. Now, I want the reason being is I want the knot on the front. I want it as a decorative thing. You guys can decide however you want to do it. This is just how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go in and I want to give it a nice hefty tie and knot. So first we're going to tie it. Then I'm going to go through and double it and then make that knot. Pull all the pieces through. Now, why I anchored it is because just in case I didn't want it to get like all sorts of crazy. So I just wanted to have the decorative knot, so to speak, here. We're going to get it nice and tight. Okay. And now there's a cute little decorative knot. Now I am going to trim this little piece up first. Okay. Now I want him to droop downward, and I have to decide how far I want him to droop. How you figure that out is as you start to lay out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally separate this and put my jump ring through this so that they will lay flat. So I'm going to go in and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to put Kevin here. We're going to go in birth order. And then we have myself. Alan is next, and then my daughter, and then my son, and my daughter-in-law. Okay. And I'm going to go like this. So that's pretty much how I'm going to want it to lay out. You can put 6 names. Now, if you wanted more names, you're going to have to let it droop further, which you can. All right. And for those who wanted to droop further, you absolutely can have him droop like this. Now, keep in mind, though, when you are going to have it droop further down, the circles are going to tug on this. So it might not lay the way you want it to. Okay, so for me, I kind of want it about there. That's where I want that. I'm going to go through the back so I can anchor it and tie it. Okay, get a little slack in there. Okay, and this one I'm going to have to just double knot. I can't do it the way I did the other side because, well, for obvious reasons. Okay, and knot it. Trim. Okay. Now, I have a collection of jump rings. You get these off of the Amazon. And you have to decide what size jump ring that you're going to want to feed into here. Basically, what you want to do is not use a huge one, and you also don't want to use one that's too small. So I'm going to go with probably these ones. These are like next to the biggest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, I can count. And 6. Okay. Now, in with my jump rings comes this little handy dandy tool right here. And this goes on this finger. And what it does is you find out where it splits. You put it in here and you split it open. Okay, you don't want to pull them apart. You want to twist it apart. So remember, we don't pull apart, we twist apart. Then I'm going to go in, grab this. Now you could have laced this ahead of time, absolutely, but you know, I didn't. So here we are. Untwist it just a little and slide your jump ring through. And of course, because I'm being gooberish, take this off my finger. Distractions. distractions. By untwisting it, you can get it through this. But because I'm live, of course, it's not going to do the way I want it to. There we go. There we go. Okay. Again, because we twisted it, we didn't pull. You take that same little jump ring and you put it back, right back where it started. Okay. And we're going to do that. So let me do that. I might get quiet with you, not necessarily going to try to be quiet, but I'm going to, oh, they're over here. I'm going to go in and put in all the pieces. Now I may end up trimming this up or doing what I want with it. Again, you may want to go in and do this prior. It's completely up to you how you want to do this. Again, twist the motion. Now, do you have to go through the little threads here? No, you don't. This is just going to stop them from sliding. I don't want them to slide per se. I want them to stay right where I have them. And I didn't want to knot it all along the way either. So, and then if there is a little bit of a gap, you just twist it shut. Okay, pinch it shut. And we're going to keep moving right along. We have to do Allen's next. Whoops, got the little thingies in the way. Now we put Allen's. I feel like once you've untwisted this, it gets a little bit easier. It's that first initial. And can you use it without your? Yes, you can. It just helps when you're twisting things. Okay. So again, for those that are just joining me, I am twisting open these jump rings. We are going to add the names to this cute little ornament. Again, you can put as many or as little as you want on there. They do come with 6. If you want more, you're going to have to reach out to Claire from Blanktastic about getting spares. Okay. So far, so good. It is coming out so cute. Okay. So for those who didn't know, I sat and hand drew this little Santa to fit this star shape. See, again, do you need that little fancy tool? It just happened to come with this, which is nice. I use it because a lot of times my fingers just get tired at the end of the night of twisting all these and trying to poke when I'm doing all the earrings and whatnot. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just showing it to you a couple different ways. Now, again, if there's a little bit, you just tap it. Don't get too crazy. Okay, we ain't getting crazy around here. So again, cute little tool. It has different sizes. I use the thinner one because that fits best for jump rings. Gonna just put Jordan on. Of course, the end people, it's always Kevin and Jordan who are the issue in our family. Problem starters, I tell you. I think this one is just kind of, it's not on any thread. I think it's just kind of hanging there, which is probably good for this tutorial so you can see why I put it through. Okay. And, oh, I twisted myself around. And there's what it looks like when you have, I kind of like the length, when you have the names on there. Could you add a couple more? Probably you absolutely could in there, but let's just go ahead and let's finish him up. We're going to give ourselves, again, another little length. I like to use a bead threader. It's a long bead threader, but a lot of people don't have a bead threader, right? So how do we do this when you don't have a bead threader? Twist the end, and when you bring this in, you twist this through the hole. Okay, twist it through the hole, and then this way it goes in for. Now this one does have a word on it, so I'm going to want to pay attention to what I'm doing. These ones are my word beads, perfect for a Santa. It's got buffalo plaid and it's got some word joy and snowflakes on it. Let's pull this through. And then we're going to put on the last one. I like to do even and, or I'm sorry, I like to do odd numbers on mine. There are some that I will have 2, but I think for this, I want to do 3. So now I have this. Now everybody's talking about the faux bow, right? Let's talk about this faux bow. This is where it's at. Give yourself enough space up there for right at the moment. We're going to go in and you're going to feed it from the back. Again, twisting motion through the hole. You're going to take it and you're going to take your beads. You're going to take this hole and feed the beads through. Now, when you go to pull this, leave a little bit of a gap. You see how I have this bubble here? Okay. Oop, bubble. I'll turn to the side. Bubble. Okay. You want to have that. You want to take your piece of ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half because I want the ends to have a cute little cut. When you want the V to go downwards and you cut from the end, okay. Now that may be a little bit too long for me, so we're going to go in, we're going to shorten that up a little bit. I don't want it to be huge, not for this kind of little ornament, all right? So, perfect. So move those away. You're going to slide this piece of ribbon in underneath here. Okay. And what's going to happen is as you're drawing this closed and you're tightening it up, this will gather on its own. Okay. It is the easiest faux bow on the planet. Now, because I am a bow maker and I've been making bows for 20 years, yes, my bows have to sit a certain way. Then I will slide my beads down and the beads basically lock it into place. All right. And now you have this absolutely, this absolutely adorable ornament. Now I would knot it up here. So look at that. So what started out as MDF, we've cleaned it up. We used a sublimation print. You can buy the designs at the Sassy Subber on Etsy, right? You could buy these from Blanktastic, and together you get this absolutely adorable family ornament. How you do it is completely up to you. It's a quick craft. Here's why. You're going to see this theme coming out from the laser team, and that are these charms. We are having a lot more ornaments this year that you could just add any charm for the name or the year, which is a lot easier to, one, swallow when you can't use it anymore, and two, if you're going to do on-site things, or if you want to print up a couple in general and then you want to just say, hey, pick the colors or all the colors that you want. It does come with 6 colors. It does not have the dots on them. You just go in and put dots on it. I might actually fix that file because I do like the dots. But I will say this. With these dots, some of the dots are at the bottom, some are at the top. Just do your due diligence when you are lining up this. So like there's dots here. When you go to put your name in here, you got to know the hole is right here. So you don't want your name to be absolutely huge. Okay. And because it'll start running into. So what I would do is go more center down versus center up. If you go to put it in the center, depending on how big you make the name, you want to just go just below the center line on this because of that hole. Now, as you can see, and I'm going to get it nice and close here. As you can see, Jordan is 6 letters. She has the longest name. If I were to write out Joseph and Nicole, we would have equally as long names. So yes, you can fit names. This is also a great opportunity for you to put in initials if you wanted to, or monograms. Monograms would be a great idea too, because these are only 0.75 in width. While they look really tiny, they fit perfectly as Santa holding the ornaments. So again, these can be used for anything else. We went with a very basic shape, and that is because you guys like to repurpose your things. So if for some reason somebody doesn't use happen to need 6 names, you're going to have an extra one left over. That might be a great opportunity for you to take that extra one, add it up here with a 2024. And now that becomes another layer to your ornament. Again, Claire will be selling extra circles for you to use as charms for whatever you need them for. But for this purpose, this is the ornament. We are starting out strong. Whoops, I almost drop it. We are starting out strong here with the 2024 ornaments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all tomorrow evening, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, for the beginning in the series of stocking stuffers, grab and go items, and more. So tune in tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Sass. Thanks for watching.